Hello everyone, welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I'm your host Liam, aka Hambar. Today I have a very different video from my normal thing. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll realize I don't really do book hauls. I stopped those a while ago. I did a couple near the beginning of my channel. Um, but I got a package from a friend, Jerry from Illinois. It is quite a big package of books. It is 22 pounds of books, okay, and some ounces as well. So before I get into Jerry's package, though, I should say that this is only the second time. I think I've had someone send me something besides my dad once, while on from this channel, basically, while I've been doing this channel. The first time was, I believe it was, if I'm remembering her name correctly, it was Eddie Black, and she sent me The Copper Promise by Jen Williams. And this was a while ago. This would have been like a year and a half ago. And I don't think I ever got around to mentioning that, because it was like right when I stopped doing book hauls, I believe. And I hadn't done my weekly update yet. And if you watch my weekly updates, I mentioned books I got that week. So yeah, here's a huge box of books, and we're gonna look at it. So I'd already opened it, so you didn't have to hear that nonsense. But I haven't looked inside of it. Here is a bunch of stuff to make it, well, packaged safely. So let's see what's right here on top in the middle stack, it looks like. We have Lawrence Watt Evans' Cross Time Traffic. It is in very good shape as well. I'm not familiar really with this author. It's funny that UFO has a Minnesota license plate on it. So it looks like has a decent amount of books published. The Lord of Deuce looks like a series. Mission Enchanted Sword, The Unwilling Warlord, Blood of Dragon, The Cyborg and the Sorcerers, The Wizard and the War Machine. So pretty interesting stuff. This says, well, this is a Hugo Award winner. Is that what this says? That this Lawrence Watt Evans person? Oh, okay, interesting. Harry warned the new guy in the night shift at the hamburger joint that he'd meet some pretty unusual people, and sure enough, the folks he met were truly out of this world, travelers from Earth's alternate realities, taking a break for dinner at the kind of burger joint you could find anywhere. Then there's a little bit more. I don't want this video to last forever because there's a lot of books in here, but yeah, cross time traffic. That's very interesting. I am intrigued. Below that one, we have an L. Sprague de Camp book, Volume 3 of The Reluctant King. We have The Unbeheaded King. This looks... Oh, it has a Daryl K. Sweet cover art. See this wizard in a rusty bathtub, it looks like, over this weather vane. That is sweet looking. I like the garb of the guy below, too. He's got, like, this, I don't know, like Robin Hood hat. Never Trust a Demon. 3 years earlier, Dorian had been the crown king of Zilar, but the laws of Zilar decreed that each randomly chosen king must be beheaded at the end of a 5-year reign. Dorian had a prejudice against losing his head. With the aid of the aged wizard Karadur, he managed to flee. And then there's more again. It's not very long. This is actually in excellent shape. The Reluctant King looks like it's the first one. Yeah, and then wait, no, it's the Goblin Tower, the Clocks of Eraz, and then the Unbeheaded King. Okay, this looks awesome though. I wonder. Funnily enough, I've never read any De Camp. I've been meaning to. I have one book by De Camp. Well, now I have more apparently. But so yeah, it's very cool looking. And then I'll take one from the next pile because it's also De Camp. Volume 1 of The Reluctant King. Okay, look at that. There's the Goblin Tower. So it looks slightly longer than book 3, actually. It's about 250 pages. King Jorian was rather attached to his head, hence he felt his promise to steal the Kist of Avlin, a treasure trove of ancient manuscripts on magic, was little enough a price to pay for a chance to escape his own beheading. Okay, interesting. This cover has like a bunch of wizards, it looks like. I'm not sure if they're casting magic or preaching. This is very interesting looking though. So again, like I said, I haven't read any Camp. So it is dedicated to Lynn Carter though, so that's cool. I will try to keep these in good piles. I don't know if that's possible. I don't have much desk space here. Then we have another Elsbrog de Camp, but also Catherine Crook de Camp, I guess is what it looks like. So maybe this is Elsbrog's wife as well, writing with him. I'm not sure. Hollywood comes to Krishna. The Swords of Zinjaban. This is like Hollywood set with like some elfin people. They also have like antennae though. That is interesting. Okay, and it also is an immaculate shape. And as far as I'm remembering correctly, Jerry, that he read these. He said they've been read like 2 times at least. Generally, this is about 300 pages. So has a pronunciation guide at the end. That's cool. The producer thinks he's God's gift to women, whether they're human or alien. The director is delighted to work on a wild and woolly planet where he can really behave like Attila the Hun. That's very interesting. We'll have to see. Oh, and I wonder if this is... Yeah, this is book 2 of The Reluctant King, so I should pull this one out now. Elsbrog de Camp. This has a really... I think the book 3 cover is probably my favorite. This is funny looking, though. It's like clockwork stuff with a very fat and jolly looking guy. It's very interesting. So that's book 2, though. I'm going to put that in between books 1 and 3, also in great shape. I'm taking a long time with these. That's always my problem. I can't go through things quickly, but that's fine. So Tales from Gavagan's Bar, also by Elsbrog de Camp, and then also Fletcher Pratt, which is, I think probably with Lynn Carter, Fletcher Pratt was one of the other guys that he seems to have been associated with. That's the one book I have was, I think, also by both of these guys. So, Fermenti, interesting. Are those chapters in? The weirdest drinking establishment in the universe. Presided over by Mr. Aloysius P. Cohan, bartender, where you'll meet such not so regular customers as Councilman McGuire, who brought his own leprechaun with him from Ireland, Mr. or Mrs. Vakarescu and her husband Putzi, the Ware Dashund, Mr. Murdoch, who borrowed a very small dragon to a department of mice and lost it, and a sort of witches, magicians, devils, dryads, and the occasional demigod. This looks really silly. I wonder who did the cover, honestly. Let's see if I can see it quickly. It says some of this was published in different magazines. It looks like fantasy and science fiction. It looks like they're mostly in fantasy and science fiction. I'm probably just missing on it, but yeah. Anyways, so I don't know who did the cover, but it looks wild. So you can see that wild stuff going on. So a lot of the camp. Oh, sweet. We also have A Fighting Man of Mars by Edgar Rice Burroughs. Looks like it's book 7 in Barsoom. I've not read it's book 7 in Barsoom. I do not have this book, of course. This is awesome Michael Whalen cover art, though. I don't really remember looking at this one before, so I'm not sure who the main character is here. Is this the one where I know for some of them John Carter is not the main character, but I know he also becomes the main character again in like one of the later ones. This might be it. I'm not sure. These are, I love these, and this is in great condition, better than the other Barsoom books I already have. But Fighting Man of Mars, there's no barcode on the back, so rather old, probably like 70 maybe. I'm not entirely sure when these Wayland versions came out. 79 maybe. Yeah. Well, is this version or this printing rather? So yeah, that looks stinking awesome. Great condition as always. I've been meaning to get back to Barsoom. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. And then we have Lana of Gothel. Again, another Wayland Burroughs cover. Looks like it's book 10 in Barsoom. Just awesome. Awesome art. So good looking. Again, immaculate. And let's see. Get some of this safe packaging stuff out of here. We have A Yoke of Magic. Swords of Ramelin or Ramelin? I don't really know. That's a funny word. By Robert E. Vardaman and Geo W. Proctor. Second in a series. It looks pretty good, actually. I like that art. I don't know who did that, but it looks stinking really, really good. Great condition. I'm going to try to go through quicker these. Cenotaph Road, which sounds awesome. Iron Tongue by Robert E. Vardaman again, so that guy. Very interesting looking cover. As far as I'm aware, actually, this book series is about, well, this guy over here and his companion Spider, which looks really great on this cover, to be honest. So this is book 4 of Cenotaph Road, though. Let's see if I can. So we have also number 3 of Cenotaph Road, World of Mazes, which also has a very interesting cover. I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. It looks like an android of sorts. Spider, some warrior woman. Looks very interesting. Great shape again. I don't feel like I even need to mention the shape at this point. They're all in great shape. It's ridiculous, actually. I'm very impressed, Jerry. Shakespeare's Planet by Clifford D. Simak. Simak, I think is how you say it. I'm not sure. The Stargate was locked for the best of good reasons. I've never read any actually of Simak. I think I maybe have read a short story actually, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Never read a novel of his. So, and then let's grab some of these actually. We have Sword and the Sorcerer by Norman Winsky. This has some awesome art. I feel like I should recognize that. That is. Oh, come on. Glare, don't do this to me. That is awesome art. Is this like a movie or something? Now a major motion picture. Yeah, The Sword and the Sorcerer. Is that like a cheesy, like 80s like sword and sorcery film? That based on the original screenplay. That is very interesting. I think it looks awesome though. I like it. I like it a lot. It has like looks like some stills real quick from the film. That is really cool. Unaware of that. That looks awesome. I got to look at that more. Larry Niven, The Long Arm of Gil Hamilton. I've never heard of this one. I have read. I was on like a Niven reading streak earlier in the year before I started my channel, so it's been a minute since I've read any Niven. But I did like them. What I read, and then A Hole in Space, which looks really cool actually. The Perfect Crime. As you can tell, I'm not used to holding up books because I don't know what I'm doing. Here's a couple more Niven. Neutron Star. I feel like I've heard of that one. That looks really cool too. And then The Flight of the Horse, which is like horse in space or something going on there. Not quite sure, but looks cool. And then let's grab a couple of these, I guess. So Piers Anthony. Oh, well, actually, first we got the Cenotaph Roads number 1, just called Cenotaph Road. Has a cool stinking cover. The spider again, with I assume that main character. And then number 2 is the Sorcerer's Skull, which looks like he's fighting himself, actually. Which is something I've put in one of my stories, actually. Interesting enough. But and then Piers Anthony, Bio of an Ogre. That sounds really interesting. And that is some awesome art. And it goes on the back, too. That is awesome. I'm curious who did that art, because that's impressive. Yep, Daryl Sweet. No surprise. That is cool looking. I don't have any Piers Anthony, actually, stuff. So now I do, I guess. And then we have, another John Carter of Mars. Oh, it's just called John Carter of Mars. I didn't realize there was a novel called John Carter of Mars, which really makes sense now why we call the series Barsoom. Another those Wayland covers. Those looks like it's 11. I can't remember how many Barsoom books there are though. There's got to be, I don't know, not much more than 11. Maybe 11 is the final one. And then we have the best of El Sprocket Camp science fiction book club selection. So is this a bunch of short stories? Oh, there's an instruction by Paul Anderson. Awesome. This looks so cool. Holy crap. Like if I saw this in a store, I'd be so excited to get it. It's got another sick Daryl K. Sweet cover art. Look at how awesome that is. My goodness. Thank you, Jerry. I really appreciate it. I need a new bookshelf though. The Road of is as I feel bad that I can't say this. Is it Israel by Robbie Howard? Chronicles of Fear. Is this one of his? Look, I don't. This is why I need to do better with my Robbie Howard. It says, ride down the road of death on a nightmare stallion, steal into Persian camps by moonlight, where beautiful women lie captive in dazzling tents. Let your ears ring with the clashing swords of Moors and Visigoths. Your eyes feast on the horror-stricken faces of your fallen foes. Stand on a lonely beach at midnight waiting for a Viking vessel to carry you miles over oceans alive with serpents and thrashing monsters. Ride if you dare down the road of Israel. Holy crap, that sounds awesome. I mean, geez Louise. Okay, guys. Sorry, I'm a sucker. I like Robbie Howard a lot, and Moors and Visigoths finding. I don't know how like canonical this is. I wonder because like I know some of that stuff. I don't have any of the old paperbacks of Howard's stuff. This looks stinking awesome though. I don't know. Sorry, that really excites me. Did not know that existed. And then we have Gregory's Heroes of Zara Keep, which also has some really interesting looking. I like it a lot. It's in a very style that you wouldn't see today. Cover art is copyrighted by Bantam Books. Great. You didn't tell me who it is, but very interesting. I like the background a lot of that. I think that looks cool. The glare is kind of making it hard to see. It's very white background. So that looks awesome. J. Posey, Legends of the Duskwalker, book 1. Funnily enough, book 1 is called 3, which is a very interesting title. I've never heard of this. This looks kind of like something from the aughts, maybe. I don't know what this is. The world has collapsed and there are no heroes anymore. I mean, it kind of looks like, post-apocalyptic or sci-fi-ish. Traveling gun for hire in a dying world. He has no allegiances, no family, no ties. That looks interesting. Wait. Sorry, guys. I'm going so slow through this. I might split this video up, but I probably won't. I'll probably just make a one long video. Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is awesome. It's The Ringworld Engineers by Larry Niven. I have a copy of this, but it's like the newer version. This looks sick. Oh my goodness, I can never find like a good copy of this. Wow, okay, that is awesome. Oh my goodness, that looks great. That gets me excited. The Ringworld Engineers is a very interesting book. I didn't like it as much as Ringworld, but still, I like the idea of Ringworld a lot. Oh wow, Cenotaph Road has more books. Hey, here's Fire and Fog, number 5. Should look up what Cenotaph is, guys, if you don't know what Cenotaph is. And then Pillar of Night, number 6. It looks like some dark obelisk there with like 3 moons. That looks cool. Grab more of these. This is that one series, the Swords of Melon. I don't know how the heck to say that. This looks like it might be the first one, beginning a new fantasy adventure series, To Demons Bound. Looks very interesting. Jerry, you seem like my type of reader, which I could already tell. The War of Powers, book 1, The Sundered Realm by Vaudeman and Victor Milan, who actually, I have a Forgotten Realms book by Victor Milan. I have not yet read. That guy in the back looks very interesting. The dark, I imagine, is a bad guy. For Crown and Kingdom, Swords of Melon 6 looks like, actually. I actually kind of like this cover. It's very interesting looking. And then A Choice of Gods by Clifford D. Simac again. It is like a monk, but it's a robot. A monk robot. One night in July 2135. There were some 8 billion people on Earth. It'd probably be higher than that, I imagine, unless something happens in 2135. Anyways, and then we got Swords of Melon again, books 3 and 4. That is a... What the hell is that? Blood Fountain, okay, is book 3. That is a pretty cool cover. Once again, this one looks weird as heck. It's like a fly bear thing. What is that? Death's Acolyte. It's creeping me out. It looks short. Then we got Lords of Thalassa May by Dennis McCarty. This also looks really cool. That looks really cool. I do like... Why? Old book covers are way better than modern book covers. Okay, I will fight anyone on this. Like, way better. These are way better. I don't... I'm sorry. Even the bad ones are way better. City by Clifford D. Simac. It's a International Fantasy Award-winning novel. Looks really cool. I feel like I've heard of this one before, actually. So if any... obviously, for people watching this, if you have any idea what any of these novels are really on, or if you read some of them, or you want to read some with me, there's a good chance. I don't read a lot with other people these days, but if you want to read something and I have it, then I will likely be okay reading it with you. We have Way Station by, again, Samak. It's like an elf looking, like, spirits looking thing. I don't really know what's going on there. Looks very interesting. And then we have The Silver Crown by Joel Rosenberg, a fantasy novel, book 3 of The Guardians of the Flame. It's very old style. There's like some dwarves below the dragon. See those dwarves? The Sword and the Chain. This is book 2 in that series. Excuse me. There's a cool dragon again. Probably that same guy that was on the previous cover. That is awesome looking. Great shape again. I really don't feel like I need to mention at this point. They're all in great shape. It's ridiculous how good actually they all look. So here's Simac. I feel bad because I'm probably saying it wrong. Special Deliverance. There's a robot pouring himself some tea from a kettle. And then book 1 of that series as well. You got the dragon, but it's got a collar on in this one. And you got this cool looking wizard and dwarf. That is cool looking. Wait. Taking from the side here, we have Lionel Fenn's Web of Defeat. This looks like an old, like, Bane covers, but it's actually a Tor book. Web of Defeat. Looks really cool. And then we have, again, Lionel Fenn, The Seven Spears of the Hudichka. Wow, that is one of the more ridiculous fantasy names I've seen. It's actually quite thick. Also an old Tor. Someone pronounce that for me because I can't. Really cool looking though. There it is. And then we have Agnes Day. Quest for the White Duck. It's a triumphant conclusion. That's just a funny name. Super cool cover though. And then this one, I mean, it's funny because it looks kind of like, I mean, this one for sure. It's a guy with a mullet and a mustache. So, but Blood River Down. Oh man. Hey, I'm getting closer to the end, guys. Demon of the Dark Ones. This is the War of Powers, book 6. It's a pretty gnarly cover. And then Charles Beamer, When the Gods Returned. That is a really cool cover as well. Jeez Louise. I love old art. Mickey Zucker Reichart's The Bifrost Guardians number 5 by Chaos Cursed. That's a really interesting cover too. He's got a katana and like a dagger, and there's the Chrysler Building with a dragon. What? That's Daw. Same guy. Shadows Realm. Interesting. I think it's the same series even. Cool cover as well. In the bottom of that stack, we have Dragon Rink Master. What? It's like a Vietnam soldier with a sword against like an elf with a M16. And then a dragon in a helicopter, it looks like. That looks very interesting. All right. This stack right here, we got the bottom of it, I guess, the Bifrost Guardians number 2, Shadow Climber. And then we have these, yeah. Okay, wait. This is, yeah, Vardaman Milan. Okay. In the Shadow of Omen Zontrim, Book 5 of the War of Powers. I'm going to go backwards here, I'm pretty sure. And then we have Book 4, the Fallen Ones. The Destiny Stone is Book 3. And the City in the Glacier, which has some gnarly looking monsters on it. Which is Book 2. See that? That is awesome. Okay. And then one more from that stack. We have Godslayer. Oh, it's the same like kind of dynamic of elf. Elf and Vietnam War looking stuff. And then we got Jacqueline Carey, Autumn Bones, Agent of Hell, but Hell with one L, so that intrigues me. Mere Friend, Mere Foe, which actually is by Robert Aspirin and George Takei, I think is how you say his name. Takei? Not sure. Takei would be phonetic, but interesting. He co-wrote a book. I did not know that. Robert Aspirin's Sweet Mystery of Life. Is this this is from the Myth series. I don't know which number this is, but here's Myth Inc. link. So Robert Aspirin's known probably better for Thieves World, but he did these. They're kind of like comic fantasy, as far as I'm aware. Probably from the same time as Discworld starts. Definitely not as popular as Discworld. We have Hit or Myth, which they all sound like I have a lisp. When you say the myth directions, they're all, puns. Of course, to Myth Conceptions, which I think is book 2. Is that what's his face cover art? It totally is. I just don't remember his name. Velez, is that his name? It's got to be Velez, right? Yeah, Walter Velez. And this is the first one, I think, right? Another fine myth. I've been meaning to get to these, but I haven't, so that looks like Velez as well. Maybe there's more myth in there. I don't know. Let's see, real quick, though. We got Joel Rosenberg, The Road Home, which is some really cool looking art. What the heck? What's ROC Fantasy, anyways? I don't know what publisher that is. That looks cool. And then the same author, The Warrior Lives. Which is cool. And then The Heir Apparent, also by the same author. Oh, these look really cool. And then let's see. The Beast of the Mist, which is a Sword of Melon 5. Oh, come on. Can I see what's going on there? And then Joel Rosenberg's not exactly the Three Musketeers. Not exactly the Three Musketeers. What the heck kind of a title is that? That's funny. Joel Rosenberg tells a great story, Remedy Feist. That's the cover. It says it's picaresque from Kirkus Reviews. So that, if it's picaresque, then, well, Should be an issue 9. Hey, and then more myth books. So Little Myth marker. And then last but not least, probably, is Missing Persons. And that's it. That is all the books. I did not count. That is a ridiculous amount. I might count and put that in like the description or something, but we're already at 30 minutes. So I wanted to say again, thanks, Jerry. Thanks for the books. I'm really looking forward to trying to fit them on my bookshelf, bookshelves rather, and reading them. More importantly, right? That's the important thing about books. So I appreciate getting them. I really do appreciate it, and I hope y'all have enjoyed the video. At least a little longer than normal, but makes sense. There's a lot of books here. But anyways, this is from Liam's Lyceum. I will catch you next time.